Hi, Stampers. I hope everyone's doing well today. Happy Sunday Fun Day. I'm Trisha Shalo with Just for the Love of Stamping, and I'm back with you this week to share with you the 7 weeks of Christmas cards, the countdown as we near Christmas weekend. And we are at week 5. Can you believe that? After this weekend, there are only 4 more weekends until Christmas. And what a better way to kind of get inspired and follow us along by sharing Christmas cards, of which I'm going to need anyway. So I've made a bunch of cards to share with you, maybe inspire you. Hopefully you have the stamp set and you can try some of these cards. I think I've got some fun little tips in there you may want to pick up. But before I do, I just want to share a few things with you. So those of you who follow me know that I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And right now, Stampin' Up! Has their starter kit on sale until the end of the month. And I just wanted to share that with people in case it's something you've been thinking about. I would really encourage you to go take a look, check out my website, trishals.stampinup.net, and find out the details. So you can purchase your craft supplies for $100, and that includes your shipping and GST to order the starter kit. Give it a try. Everyone on my team all purchased that because they are hobby demos. At the beginning, they just wanted a discount on craft supplies. So take a look, take advantage of that while you can, because like I said, the sale is on until the end of the month. So be sure to check that out. The other things that are going on is we have a secret stamper. It's called the Secret Stamper Society. I have to wrap that around my head. And what that is it's a group of demonstrators who are part, or not demonstrators, sorry, a group of people, group of stampers who are part of the Heart Stampers group. And in case you don't know what the Heart Stampers group is, that is a special group that we have going on for anyone that's attended one of my events, made a purchase online, either from my Stampin' Up! Store or my Etsy store with Stamping with a Twist. So by all means, send me a little note if you're one of those that kind of supported my business this past year, and we'll make sure you're in that group because you don't want to miss out. So we are about to start registration for the 2022 year. And what that is a bunch of stampers get together and we exchange names, and you get a lucky stamper that you send cards to all year long. And then of course we have a special birthday card, birthday gift certificate that we ask for folks to send to people on their birthday so that you get an extra special surprise. But then of course at the end of the year, we have a reveal party. So for those that were in the group in 2021, we're about to celebrate and find out who's been sending us cards all year. Anyways, and so we're just looking for more people to take part in that next year. So if that's something that interests you, just leave me a comment, send me a message. I'll try and get more details out to you. But I think it's super fun. I know we've been doing it now for a couple of years and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So if it's something you want to be part of, let me know. And like I said, you just need to be part of that Heart Stampers group, and we'd love to have you and welcome you. Okay, so you guys ready for the next color combo? I'm just going to switch my screen. So this is color combo 036 for those of you that have been following along. I've done all kinds of wonderful color combos. If you don't see them in the Facebook group, by all means, go check it out on Pinterest on Just for the Love of Stamping, because it is a great way to get inspiration when you're just not too sure what colors to use for a certain project. But of course, for those that have been following along for a while, I do have a 3 simple step process. And again, you can go and find that out on a previous video, Sunday Funday, or in Pinterest, or just give me a message and I'll send the quick 3 steps to you. But anyways, this is the color combo. It is my favorite combination to use this time of year. So for those of you that know me, and if you don't, you're going to get to know me, Coastal Cabana. This is my absolute favorite color by Stampin' Up. It's not really zooming in there so you can see the word, but it is Coastal Cabana. And this was a color actually that came out as part of an in color family at one time, many, many, many years ago. And that is when I first fell in love with this, and I just haven't let go. Now this pairs very nicely with Poppy Parade. And so at Christmas time, These end up becoming the colors in my craft room because again, I love, love, love this color. So this is in my craft studio all the time. And then we just need to add a little bit more color. So for Christmas, we add some red, and Poppy Parade is the color that goes very nicely with that. And then as a third color, I've dared myself to use Early Espresso. So again, this was a color combination that was shared in the Heart Stampers group. I shared 4 different color combinations and had them all vote on them. So this one out of the 4 voted as color combo number 3. So third in line, it wasn't last. So some of you do kind of like this color combination, just like me. I know it's not for everyone. Some people really can't handle kind of blues as part of their Christmas colors, or even browns for that matter, but that's okay. I'm going to show you what I've kind of come up with. I also just wanted to kind of remind you of the Stampin' Write markers because sometimes they get forgotten about, I feel. And so this is just another way to have ink. So if you're someone who maybe doesn't have all the ink pads, don't forget about your markers if you've purchased them. And if you didn't, this is a great way to kind of get an assortment of colors at a lower price point. Now, the nice thing about these pens, these markers, is that they're 2-ended. And so we have a journaling tip. So for your, writing purposes, I mean, we all need to write in cards, and sometimes we just need that extra special color. And then of course we've got the brush tip, and that's kind of what these 2 little lines show. There's a narrow line and a thicker line. The thicker one means it's a brush, and that's the tip there. So again, I just wanted to share those just as a friendly reminder that the colors exist. Okay, now also before we get started, I have to share my cup. Now I know I've got everything down to my hand and I don't want to spill anything, but you know what? I'm almost done this coffee, so I'm not. This is the mug of the day. It is the season, peppermint mocha season. So in fact, this is probably the mug you'll catch me using on most days. So if I ever throw it out there and ask what I'm using, probably 50% chance I've got this one in hand. And I just have to share this too, because I totally forgot about these fun coasters I'd gotten from Stamp It Up. Another perk of being a demonstrator is some of these fun logo stuff that we're able to purchase in our logo store to have. So of course, that's a staple in my craft room. Okay, but you guys want to see cards. That's what we're here for. And so let me show you the first kind of card that I made. I challenged myself to do 3 different levels of this card. Now I didn't do that with all of the cards. I will, but just not for today's purposes. So here's a very simple card. I forgot to show you. These are all going to be using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. This is a stamp set that came out last year, I believe. Might have even been the year before. But I discovered that I'd only actually used 2 stamps in this set. I used the Merry Christmas and I used the plaid tree. That was it. So I thought, you know what? This project will be a good reason to pull it out. So I challenge you too, if this is a stamp set you have and you haven't used all of the stamps, I think this year might be the year to try that. And again, that coordinates with the tree punch that's also in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. So again, let me just quickly show you. This is a very simple card using the Poppy Parade. And then I've used some Coastal Cabana ink for the North Pole delivery. I kind of felt like this almost looked like a nice postcard. So if I didn't turn this into a regular card, you really could just do a card front and make a fun postcard as a way for your child perhaps, or maybe you, to write a note to Santa and put it in the mailbox. This would be a fun, simple way to do that. So I just wanted to share that. And then of course added some fun color. Now this is the paper party pack. That's the Hostess paper that's in the catalog. I just love it. It's so fun. I know there's an assortment of colors that don't really go with our color combo, but it had the Poppy Parade and it has Pool Party, or it claims this is Pool Party, but this is really dark. And so it's almost like in between Pool Party or a blend of Pool Party and Coastal Cabana. So I think it goes. So there, it's just simple. On the inside, we've done a little bit of the ho, ho, ho. I don't know if you can see that, just kind of all down the side. So there's your simple, basic card. Again, not even using the trees. So I don't know if you noticed that. There is no trees. This is truly just sticking to the Santa, the North Pole, ho, ho, ho sort of thing. So that's card number 1. Then card number 2, kind of bringing it in, adding a little bit of the Early Espresso border. And then again, using that North Pole delivery, but instead of doing the red ho-ho, I just did that again in the Coastal Cabana. Now where this is stepped up a little bit, and I don't know if the camera's gonna quite get it. There it is. So the paper below, now this is all using the shimmery cardstock. For those of you that were in Stampin' Bingo last night, as part of your Oh What Fun bag, you all got a package of this paper. So this would be a good way to kind of play with it, try it out. So it's the shimmery cardstock. It's hard to see on camera, but the paper does have a slight shimmer to it. But it's all embossed in those beautiful snowflakes. So this actually comes in a 2-pack. It's an embossing folder that runs through the cut and emboss machine. It comes with some pine needles is the other one like this, but I just wanted to show you this folder because it's got beautiful stitched swirls throughout it. And then of course the fun snowflakes. And so that's how this one's just stepped up a little bit more. And then we've used some of the pearls. So that's card number 2, again, using that fun paper. And let me show you card number 3. So again, it's the same sort of layout. The difference here is that I've added an early espresso mat to the back of that embossed cardstock and layered the designer series paper over top. And now the ho-ho, we've just stamped on some scrap and we've punched them out, or actually used the die cuts. It's the Warm Hugs, I think it's called. The dies that are kind of for the coffee cup wrappers. They have little tiny circles in them. That's what you used. I used to cut those out. And then we've got those pearls again, but you know what? This time we added some blends in. So the blends are different than those markers that I showed you previously, right? These are water-based, these are alcohol-based. And the alcohol-based ones will adhere to most surfaces. And that's what I use to color the dies. And then I've also used that to color the white crinkle ribbon so that it matches the cardstock. So another bonus to have the coordinating dies. I'm just very, very sad there is no Coastal Cabana blends. That is my one wish that I will throw in the sandbox to Stampin' Up! Because I really, really, really want some Coastal Cabana. They do have Pool Party and it may seem awfully close, but I have to figure out how to turn that into a Coastal Cabana color. Now the other part that stepped up here is, I don't know if you can see that, but in behind the tag punch, so that was a tag punch that was used, I stamped the North Pole, so it's got the little swirls that come out. And then it was stamped again on the layered punch, just to give it a little extra oomph. Now I don't think I decorated the inside of here. This one we just added a piece of cardstock on the inside with some ho-ho. And then this was stepped up. Oh, I forgot to share that those embossed images, the snowflakes, they have been brushed with a little bit of ink and of course our blending brushes. And that was just sticking it in the ink and then lightly rubbing over the surface. And that's what gives it the extra touch. Okay, so that is using the Perfectly Plaid without actually using the trees. That was a challenge, but I did it. And those are fun. And again, I know those cards are not for everyone with all the bright fun colors, but it was a challenge for me to take on. So next, now this is a very basic. I just wanted to share, maybe you're someone new to stamping. I just want to show you how simple it is to make a card. So here is a cardstock, just folded in half to our standard card size. And stamp, stamp, stamp. But the trick here was, my phone's going off like crazy, is opened this up and punched it out. And then I don't know if you see on the inside, we've just then adhered that tree into the base of the card and added a Merry Christmas. So super simple, but it has a fun effect. I hope you like that one. Now, again, all I did was punch this out, put some adhesive on the back, and then stuck it down right through the hole there. Now, I just realized the other tip I wanted to share with you was something that we needed to use the acrylic mat for. And that is for some little pieces of paper. So that last card had the borders on it, like this. And I just wanted to quickly show you a tip. A tip is to have an acrylic mat. Now, maybe you've got some other piece of plastic that works too. I just really like to use my silicone craft mat, because what I do then is take my adhesive seal and just roll it along. But because this is wider than the piece of paper, the glue just kind of pulls off and stays on here as opposed to sticking on your surface. So that just makes gluing those fine pieces that much easier. You can also use your multi-glue pen or your fine tip glue pen, but I find that that glue just brushes out, and I really like using my seal. And so that was just a quick tip I wanted to share with you. Okay, so this was card number 1. Let me show you card number 2. I'm very, very happy with this. So this is using the card base of Early Espresso. And then of course, because it's dark, we've added a piece of vanilla cardstock on the inside just to make it easy to write. And stamped in Coastal Cabana the trees and then punched them out using the punch. And then using dimensionals to pop them up. So that's how those were added. And then I used the tag dies. Those are super fun. I don't know if you've seen those yet. They're the tailor-made tag dies. They're so fun. Check out all those different sizes that they come in, as well as the little, I want to call them reinforcements that kind of go on the top. So you can either add them as the same color for a different look or change the color up. I did not use the reinforcements on this, but I did cut out the tag and stamped on the tag, and then used, again, some blends because this is a stepped up card. So this, we've got the bronze blend, and I used that to color on some crumb cake twine. And this twine is part of that essentials pack, but isn't that fun? You can just change the color. That's what I love about these blends, is I can change everything that I have so that it coordinates, because that's what I like. Everything's got to be matchy-matchy. Okay, so that's card number 2. But this is my favorite, my absolute favorite. So here is a Christmas card. Again, using the Coastal Cabana trees that were stamped and then punched, layered on a piece of shimmering cardstock. But in behind, we've stepped that up with a little bit of designer series paper. So this is part of the Brights collection to give it a little bit of pattern. Again, because it's Poppy Parade, I had a real hard time finding Poppy Parade designer series paper. And then we just stamped Christmas cheer on that, on this, what am I trying to say? That piece of scrap that's at the top. Now you'll notice it's just Christmas cheer. So all of these have the whole saying, hoping that your busy year comes with Christmas cheer. And I just wanted to share with you the little tip for doing that. And that is, when I take the stamp out and I put it on my block, before I proceed, I just take some washi tape or some painter's tape, and I've covered up the top. And of course, my painter's tape has rolled away on me, but let's just pretend this is some. And so I would just cover it up like so. And now I will take my ink pad and just stamp, 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 and then peel off so that ink is only left on here. So when you stamp, that's the only image you're getting. Okay, so that's the tip number 1 for this card. And then we've got some white ribbon that, again, using the bronze blend, we were able to color it, added some of that crumb cake baker's twine, and then some gemstones. And I don't know if you can tell, they're off color because, again, the gems were colored with the bronze pen. And then, I don't know if you can see in the background, but that piece was ran through the cut and emboss machine, and that is the wood grain embossing folder, just to give it all kinds of layers. Now, again, for some reason, this camera is not doing this justice, but I will post the picture in the group so you can go and take a closer look at this. Now, my final tip for this card is, sometimes we make a card that we want all the family members to sign or leave messages in. Or maybe you're making it for a coworker. Maybe, you know, they're having a retirement party, you want to give some well wishes. Sometimes we just need more room to write. So this particular card I just want to share has an insert, like an extra insert. So it's like a card within a card. And so give that a try sometime when you need some extra room to write, or you want to put in a lot of extra wishes. Just make a smaller version of your standard card to glue on the inside of your card. So there's a fun tip for you. Now that is actually all the projects. I've got this one, but it's just, I'm not happy. I have to finish the 3 different cards that go with it. This is a Coastal Cabana card. And again, I don't know if you can see, but it has the embossing folder ran through a small piece that's been layered over top. And then we've got this fun scallop die. Is that not gorgeous? I just think these colors look so fabulous together. So I just want to remind you guys of the Be Mine stitch framelits, because you know what? Happy Heart Day is around the corner. If you didn't get these before, you might want to grab them now. But it has this stitched scallop framelit in it. Or I guess they're not called framelit, it's a die. But anyways, this is my most used piece out of this whole entire set. And again, it's just great for all projects. So I just wanted to highlight that for you there. But I am going to continue on to finish making a 3 set out of this card. And I just wanted to share that with you. The other thing that you can't really see, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there is some sparkle. So kind of like last week, I shared the flicking. And so in this case, this is the Wink Stella marker. And I'm just kind of squishing it to get it nice and juicy. And then I'm just flickering it directly to the card like so. And then it's actually leaving little sparkles underneath, but I don't think you can see that. Hopefully it'll show up a little better in the pictures that I post. But again, make sure you check out this evening for different posts, the tips and tricks for the different cards. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed those. And the color combination, it's a whole lot different. So I challenge you to make a card using that color combination. There will be a separate post with the color combos. Well, I'll throw the challenge out there. Give it a try. Let me see what you can come up with my favorite color combination for Christmas. Thanks, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Bye for now.